I want you to remember the last person who made you feel invisible while standing right in front of you. They were looking at you, maybe even smiling, but somewhere inside, you knew you were not really being seen. And I want you to sit with that feeling for 1 second, because by the end of this, you are going to understand exactly what created it. And more importantly, you are going to understand what to do so you never make another human being feel that way, including yourself. There is a reason some people leave a room and everyone quietly wishes they had stayed longer, while other people leave and no one even notices they are gone. It has nothing to do with looks, money, jokes, or confidence in the way we normally think about confidence. It comes down to one single behavior, something so small that most people go their entire life without ever identifying it, let alone practicing it on purpose. I am going to break that behavior apart piece by piece, and I think somewhere in the next few minutes, you are going to recognize yourself in a way that might be a little uncomfortable. Let us start with something honest. Most of us walk into conversations carrying an invisible fear. Will they like me? Was that thing I said weird? Do I sound boring right now? That fear runs quietly in the background of almost every interaction, and it pulls half your attention away from the actual human being in front of you. You are there, but you are not there. Your body is in the room, your mind is in an audit, and people can feel that distance even when they cannot name it. Now think about someone who does not carry that fear the same way. Someone who asks you a question and then actually waits, without already loading the next sentence into their mouth. There is a stillness in people like that. Not because they are trying to look calm, but because they are not fighting an internal war while you are speaking. I think that stillness is one of the rarest things a human being can offer another human being right now, and I think that is exactly why it works so well. Here is a question worth sitting with. When was the last time you felt like someone was 100% with you, not glancing at their phone, not half listening while planning their reply, just fully present with your words? If an answer came to mind quickly, hold on to that memory, because we are going to come back to why that moment mattered so much to you. You know, I think there is a wound underneath most of our social habits that nobody talks about directly. Somewhere in your life, probably early, you learned that being fully yourself came with a cost. Maybe you got interrupted too many times as a kid and learned to shrink your sentences. Maybe you shared something that mattered to you and got laughed at, so you built a habit of testing the water before ever showing anything real. That habit followed you into adulthood, and now, without even noticing, you spend most conversations managing yourself instead of experiencing them. I want to be direct about something. That management, that constant internal editing, is the exact thing that keeps people from feeling close to you. Not because you are boring, not because you are unlikable, but because a guarded person is very hard to feel warm toward, even if they are kind, even if they are smart, even if they say all the right things. Warmth needs access, and a guarded person, without meaning to, keeps closing the door before anyone gets close enough to walk through it. Let me take you somewhere a little heavier for a moment. I think a lot of people carry a quiet belief that they are simply too much or not enough, and that belief was probably planted long before they understood what was happening to them. A comment from a parent, a joke from a sibling, a moment of being compared to someone else and coming up short in someone's eyes. These moments do not stay in the past the way we like to pretend they do. They live inside the body, and they quietly shape how much of yourself you are willing to bring into a room years later. Here is the part I think most people miss completely. The version of you that got hurt by being fully expressed learned to protect itself by disappearing a little. And disappearing feels safe, but it is also incredibly lonely because you cannot be loved for who you are while you are busy hiding who you are. People can only respond to what you actually show them. If you show them a filtered, careful, safe version of yourself, that is the only version they can ever connect with, and connection to a mask, no matter how well made, never actually fills anything inside you. I want to shift into something practical now, because understanding the wound is only half of this. There is a specific moment inside every conversation where connection either opens or closes, and it happens faster than people realize. It is the half-second right after someone shares something. In that half-second, you either react honestly or you rush to respond cleverly. Reacting honestly means your face moves before your mouth does. Genuine surprise looks different from performed surprise, and somewhere in the body, people can tell the difference even if they could never explain how. Think about someone telling you they lost their job. The instinct many of us have is to immediately offer advice, or worse, to immediately talk about a time something similar happened to us. But the moment that actually creates closeness is different. It is letting the weight of what they said land for a second before you say anything at all. It is a quiet, "Are you okay?" or a simple, "That must have been terrifying," said slowly instead of rushed. That small pause tells someone their pain was heavy enough to make you stop. Most people never stop. They just keep moving, and the other person quietly learns not to bring anything real to them again. You know what I think is one of the most damaging habits we carry without noticing? Turning someone else's moment into an opening for our own story. Someone tells you about a hard week, and somehow, within 30 seconds, you are talking about your hard week instead. It happens so naturally that most people do not even catch themselves doing it. But the person across from you catches it. Something in them quietly closes because they just learned that sharing with you means competing with you. I want to ask you something a little uncomfortable. How many people in your life do you think have learned, without ever saying it out loud, that it is not safe to be fully honest with you? Not because you are cruel, not because you are a bad person, but because somewhere along the way, your reactions taught them that vulnerability gets redirected, minimized, or turned into something about you instead of them. I think almost everyone has done this without realizing it, and I think almost no one has ever been taught the alternative. Here is the alternative, and it is simpler than people expect. When someone shares something with you, resist the urge to immediately fix it, top it, or explain it. Just receive it first. Let your face show what you actually feel. Ask one more question before offering any opinion. That single habit, practiced consistently, quietly rewires how people experience being around you. They start to feel like a conversation with you is a place where they get to exist fully, instead of a place where they have to compete for space. I think there is something even deeper hiding underneath all of this, something about how starved most people are for basic attention. We live surrounded by more people than at any point in history, and somehow more disconnected than ever. Everyone is talking. Very few people are actually listening, and almost no one is reacting honestly to what they hear. In that environment, a person who gives real, undivided, honest attention becomes almost impossible to forget, not because they did anything extraordinary, but because extraordinary attention has become so rare that it feels like a gift the moment someone receives it. Let me bring this back to something personal for a second. I think you already know somewhere inside when you are performing instead of being present. There is a specific feeling to it, a tightness, a slight exhaustion that comes from managing an image instead of simply existing in a room. And I think you also know the opposite feeling, the rare moments where you forgot to manage anything, where you laughed too loudly or said something too honest, and instead of being punished for it, you were met with warmth. I think those moments taught you more about connection than any advice ever could, even if you never consciously noticed the lesson. Here is something worth remembering the next time you feel yourself shrinking in a conversation to seem more agreeable. Agreeable is forgettable. A person who never disagrees, never reacts strongly, never lets an opinion slip through the cracks of politeness, becomes wallpaper. People do not fall for wallpaper. They fall for texture, for a real opinion delivered gently, for a laugh that is too loud to be polite, for a moment of honest disagreement that does not turn into a fight, but simply says, "I am a real person with a real perspective, and I am not afraid for you to see it." I think the deepest form of this whole idea comes down to a kind of quiet courage, the courage to let your actual reactions show on your face before you decide whether they are acceptable, the courage to sit in silence with someone instead of rushing to fill it, the courage to ask one more question instead of turning the spotlight back onto yourself. None of this requires charm. None of this requires being the most interesting person in the room. It only requires being willing to actually show up as the person you already are, without editing them down into something smaller and safer. I want to leave you with one more thought before we close this out. Every person you interact with is quietly asking the same unspoken question underneath everything they say. Do I matter to you, even a little, in this moment? Most people never ask that question out loud, but their nervous system is asking it constantly, in every pause, every glance, every half sentence that trails off waiting to see if you will pick it up. The people who become impossible to forget are simply the ones who keep answering. Yes, not with words, but with attention, with an honest reaction, with a willingness to stay present instead of retreating into the safety of their own head. So the next time you sit across from someone, I want you to try something small. Let your face react before your mind decides how to respond. Ask about the detail they almost skip past. Let a silence sit for 1 extra second instead of rushing to break it. Say the honest thing instead of the safe thing, even if your voice shakes a little while you say it. I think if you do this consistently, you will start to notice something shifting, not in how clever people think you are, but in how close they feel to you, how much they remember about the time they spent with you, and how often they find themselves wanting to come back for more. Not because you became someone new, but because you finally stopped hiding the person who was capable of this the entire time.